Hey everybody, welcome back to Runaway. Today, it's tire day. Super excited. I'm gonna put some larger tires on my truck, so stick around. Let's find out if they fit. I picked up some tires off of Marketplace yesterday and I'm super excited about it because they're actually brand new tires. They've never even been mounted. So I got all four of them. I'm gonna go from the stock 275 70/18 to a 295 70/18, which is about an inch taller and about an inch wider or so. So let's walk around to the side of the truck and we'll check out the tires. So here's three of the tires in the back of the truck. I got the other one down here on the side here. What I got are some Falken Wildpeak AT 4W. There, it's actually a newer tire. They used to have the Wildpeak AT 3. Now it's the new 4W, which just came out. It's got a new style sidewall on it. That actually has some raised lettering on this side, and then on the other side of the tire it's just flat, so you can kind of do it either way that you want. These tires are Snow Peak rated, I guess, whatever. Again, it's an all-terrain tire, so it's got a really nice pattern on it. I do like that it has more of a vertical open down each side, so a little bit kind of like a highway tread tire like that, so it helps with water. Supposedly these are really good with in the rain and snow, so we're gonna give it a shot. It's not gonna be a whole lot bigger than what's on there, being the 275. It's just, this is basically just a highway tire, and I want an all-terrain. This is narrower on the tread width, so let me get a tape measure and we'll check them out a little bit closer. So I have the tires side by side here, obviously. This tire here is not on a rim, so it's not inflated. So this is a wide screen lens on there, so it may make it look a little distorted. But if I measure just the tread width of the 275, it's about an 8.5 inch worth of tread. You know, the overall measurement, if you go all the way to the outside, is wider. And then on this 295, the tread is right at 10 inches. So there's an 1.5 inch difference in the width, which is going to make the truck look a whole lot better. And this tire is about an inch taller. On this 295 70/18, it's supposed to be 34.3, I believe it is the overall general specs in inches. And of course there's no weight on it, it's not inflated, but really it's about 33.5. So now let's check the stock tire to see what the height of it is. Of course it's got weight on it, so I'm trying to hold that. It's about 32.5, so right at an inch difference between the two tires. The big difference is going to be when I put the new tires on. It's going to be much wider, kind of fill it out, especially when it's aired up. It's going to make the truck look so much better. You can really tell how much of a difference in width that there is. That extra inch and a half worth of tread makes a big difference. So my truck is basically brand new. It's got 1,700 miles on it, and the stock tire is a Firestone Transforce HT2. And it's just what Ram puts on their trucks. Stock, it's an okay tire. So, I mean, so far it's performed just fine in the rain and everything else. They're just kind of boring looking, and it's a highway tread, which that's great if you're doing a lot of highway driving, which, you know, honestly most of the time we are going to be on the highway pulling our camper or whatever it is. But sometimes maybe in some gravel and, you know, dirt, whatever, dirt roads. So anyhow, I just prefer a all-terrain tire over a highway tread tire, so that's why I'm changing them out. Nothing wrong with these tires, good tires. Probably throw those up on the marketplace, try to sell them. All right, let's roll this new tire over here next to the truck, get an idea how it's going to look outside. Kind of hard to see in the garage. I was thinking about putting some 35 1250s on this truck, but from what I found, it sounded like a 1250 was going to rub when you turn all the way, so I didn't really want that. And the 295/70, from what I found, on average typically has a higher index capacity, overall load capacity, so I wanted that because I do pull trailers. And then the other reason I didn't go with the 35 1250 was, from what I found, those are supposed to be on an 8.5-inch wide rim minimum, and these 295/70s can be on a 8-inch rim, which is what the stock wheel is for the Ram. So with that being the correct size, I know a lot of people do put a 1250 wide tire on an 8-inch wheel, and you can do that, and people have done it, and typically I'm sure it's probably fine, but you can possibly have a little bit of wear, uneven wear, or may wear faster. I don't know, that's what I heard. But I just want to keep with the proper spec for the wheel and the tire combo so that there's no issues there. All right, let's go take these tires to the tire shop, get them mounted up. All right, well there it is. The new tires are on the truck, looking good. Truck's dirty and the wheels are dirty, but everything needs to be clean, but I think they look good, much better. They give it a little beefier look, definitely a little wider. Just looking down the side of the truck, having a little bit wider tire definitely makes a difference. Looks a whole lot better to me. Yes, it wasn't something I needed to do, it was more of a want, but I like it. Looks good. Falken Wildpeak A 4W. Haven't driven it very far, but so far they seem to ride very smooth. And with these 295/70s, I did go around the cul-de-sac trying to see a sharp turn. I did not feel it rubbing, and I didn't see any marks underneath, so I think they're going to work great. Let's check it out from the back. It definitely looks a whole lot better, having a little bit more width on those tires. Looks good. Makes it look more truck-like and not so much grandpa truck-like, if you know what I'm saying. No offense to any of the grandpas out there, but I'm not one of those. And still not crazy about this top. I love having a topper on there. I don't really like the elevated top portion of it. However, having the extra height inside is nice when I crawl in there. It's one of those, you know, it's kind of catch-22. I like the space when I'm crawling in and out, but I don't really like the way it looks. I would prefer a more streamlined top, which I may eventually swap that out and sell this one. We'll see. Truck's looking better. Well, alright, one last thing. I'm going to go ahead and pull the truck into the garage, and I will measure the wheel and the tire, the height, just like I did before with the original one. So let's pull it in, check it out, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, let's go ahead and check the height of the tire now that everything's mounted up. Kind of flatten that out up top. Let's see here. I can do this. Well, it's still showing right at 33.5 inches of actual height. So just a little bit bigger, about an inch bigger than the other one was. Although for a 295, it says on the old interweb that a 295/70/18 would be 34.3 inches, and the factory 275/70/18 would be like 33.2, but both of them are actually measured to be a little bit less. So, well, thanks for hanging out with me today while I'm getting my tires swapped around. They look great. I'm looking forward to using them. And if you have a Ram 2500 and you're thinking about putting some 295/70/18s on, I just like I'm just using the stock wheel, so you could use aftermarket or use the stock wheel, but there you have it. They fit just fine on here. They're gonna work great, so maybe one day I'll swap out and put some nicer wheels on there, but for now, it's gonna work perfect. So appreciate you hanging around watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time on Runaway Roses. Bye-bye.